I've often wondered about the very large volume of information that human beings create. You see, humans generate a lot of data. We have a habit of recording all our thoughts and everything we do in words, numbers, and images. One of the challenges over the ages has been to find a place to store all this stuff. In the beginning, a cave wall was probably enough to record the entire history of a tribe of people. Most common knowledge was stored in our memories and passed around from person to person. As the volume of information got bigger, humans developed written languages and began recording everything on the walls of buildings, on pieces of clay, and then on fragile papyrus or handmade paper. One thing led to another, and we ended up with huge collections of one-of-a-kind handwritten books stored in a small number of libraries. But very few people had access to these books, so it was difficult to spread the knowledge around. Then one day everything changed when Gutenberg invented the printing press. All of a sudden, many copies of books were available. More people learned how to read and write, and humans began to generate a lot of new information. Naturally, the volume of data started to grow quite quickly, and more space was needed to store it all. To give you a rough idea of the situation today, consider these amazing facts. A week's worth of a major newspaper today contains more information than a person living in the 18th century was likely to come across in their entire lifetime. The New York Public Library adds about 1 million new titles to their collection every year, including books, pictures, and digital publications. In 2010, humans are expected to generate enough new information to fill 72 stacks of books, 149 million kilometers high. That's about the same as the distance between the Earth and the Sun, and is also more information than we created in the previous 10,000 years. Where would you store all this data? Since the 1950s, computer technology has made it not only easier to store information, but has also improved the way we find and access data. We went from recording data on paper tape to punched cards to magnetic tape and quite a few of these, and eventually to disk drives. The first disk drives were quite large and expensive, and didn't hold a lot of information. As technology evolved, disks got smaller, cheaper, and faster. This is important since we make about 3 billion searches on Google every month. And if that was not enough, the amount of technical information alone in the world today doubles every 2 years. And predictions are that by 2010, it will double every 72 hours. So how much space do we need for all these bits, I wonder? With devices getting smaller every day, are we going to carry all this data on our keychains or perhaps on our cell phones? And what if the amount of information grows so much that we can no longer store it on the surface of the planet, no matter how small the devices get? What do we do then? Move it to the moon, perhaps? Well, I once watched the end of a Muppets episode in which Kermit the Frog drank a glass of chocolate milk that had just been placed in front of him seconds before, using a straw. He summed it up quite well by saying, "Think about it, folks.